Phil,
Kenny?
do you remember the old days when you guys would come in, but we just launched something with you, get it going, and then you come in and want to know how it's doing, where it was, and you have all this list of questions, and I give you the look of like, piss off because I don't have time to run around trying to figure all this stuff out. How many stores is it in? Well, it's supposed to be in this many, Phil. Kenny, I can't see it all in these stores. Phil, get your people, go and find out which stores it's in. Remember all those conversations where to get data on something just listed or just running, everything just took forever to get an answer. Everything.
And it was frustrating. All of it was frustrating because I'd be frustrated at you because you couldn't get me the answers I want. You'd be frustrated because you didn't understand why I just didn't throw more resources at this. But either way, neither of us ever got the answers that we ever wanted.
Exactly. Tons of paperwork, took forever. And by the time we got the data, who cared anyway? Well, you know what, Mr. Chang? Those days are over. Field Agent just launched Marketplace. You want to know what it is, Phil? Because I know you're dying to ask. It's a self-serve platform where brands of any size can launch tasks on demand.
Okay. So I can test packaging, pricing, and check promotions to see if they're set up correctly.
All of it. Mm-hmm. And super quick. You can do it within minutes. And you can target by location, demographics. You can get photos, feedback, and the data is in one easy peasy, easy to read dashboard. Super, super easy. Best part, no minimums, no setup fees. You pay for the data you collect, and that's it.
Perfect for small brands that we talk to all the time, sales marketers, anyone who needs quick, real-world insights. I like
True data now. Not in a week, not in a month. If you're so inclined on a Friday afternoon like we are now, and you wanted to probably start it tomorrow or Sunday, guess what? You can do it. None of this 15-year delay, and before you know it, the world's turned over 3 times. Incredible.
If you're interested, check it out at www.fieldagentcanada.com/marketplace.
Hey, welcome to This Commerce Life, an unscripted podcast that focuses on the stories behind small and independent Canadian retail and Canadian CPG.
What we try and do is deliver or pull out the story of our guests and give them to you. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly of retail and CPG in Canada. We're filling a need because we think that retail is hard on the best of days, but it's also a wonderful, wonderful place to grow up and make your living.
We also think that the industry, nor the people that inadvertently find themselves in the industry, really understand the industry at all. They don't really understand what goes on behind the scenes.
So listen to us, Phil and Kenny. We'll unravel it for you. We'll give you the story. We'll give you the story behind the story.
I thought you were recording.
No, I'm kind of hacking up the Canadian bit.
But you
hello.
Talking, I thought, shit, I've already missed the recording. I just got here.
Yes, that's it. Shannon and I are done, and you are too late, Kenny, and it's over. That's it. Right. That's all there was. Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
How are you?
Sorry, you guys could hear me. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. We do this. We talk amongst ourselves. So
from the front room. Yeah. Okay. This is Sarah's here too.
Hi. How are you?
Good morning.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just laughing because I've been Kenny and I went to Germany to Anuga, the food fair in Anuga in Cologne, Germany. It's an enormous show, and I've kind of been blowing my brains out cutting up content. So he wandered in, and all he could hear was somebody talking in the background, and that was me editing. I feel like my whole life this week has been nothing but video clips and editing and B-roll footage. And
I thought I got the wrong time for the podcast. I was sure it was 8 o'clock, not 7. Okay, clearly I missed that one.
Yeah. Oh man.
Where are you guys?
I'm here. I'm in Toronto, so I'm in Mississauga.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. I'm in Australia. Okay. Yeah.
I'm in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
We're in Guelph, Ontario.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Yeah. I'm up there a lot. My daughter goes to Laurier.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm up there a lot. We you know who's up there too? I brought a couple of food scientists up there a couple of weeks ago, but we were up at St. Jacobs to visit Theroux, who makes this wonderful soup based out of Waterloo. Anyway, just kind of lots of great stuff in your neighborhood. So
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. It is nice to meet the both of you. Amy was very excited to get us hooked up, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, we met Amy and we met Amy at a festival in May when we were
Okay.
both vendors and we were sort of deciding.
That was in the summer. That was like,
Oh, sorry, in July, yes.
yeah, yeah.
In
Okay.
July. It was a festival in Collingwood and we were like kitty corner booths to each other.
Okay. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
So
that's her hood, right? Because she lives in
She lives up
Collingwood.
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So we introduced each other and we got along and we've been
Yeah.
chatting with her and she was like, you need to get on these guys' podcasts. We're like, okay. So, we like listening to her suggestions and and then we were at the CHFA in September with her as
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
So we were
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe like, well, there was like a whole row of booths, so we were on the same row.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got
Got
to
it.
see
Got
you
it.
there as
Like,
well. Yeah.
were you down the startup alley, or were you in a
Yeah,
different
Incubator Alley, yeah.
Incubator alley?
Yeah.
Oh.
We were like,
Yeah. So she was there too.
yeah, she was there too. Yeah.
Amy Brand-
She was
yeah.
like, were you there? Did you guys go?
I did go to the show. Yeah.
You missed us. Yeah, we were like,
Huh.
she was right in the corner when you kind of came, and then we were
Yeah.
about halfway from the front to the back of our row, kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have, like, when I go to the shows, I have a list of people I want to see, but then I kind of like, both he and I have this policy, right? Because both of us have been on the buying side, the selling side, right? So you kind of know how valuable booth time is, and then you know how important like connection time is, right? So when you meet somebody and like if I'm walking by and you guys are talking to people,
Won't go.
I'm out, right? Like I'm not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, because I can
We're
talk
the
to you
least
anytime,
important
right?
people
But
in that building.
yeah,
The least
like I
important people in
don't,
that
I'm
building.
not gonna generate any revenue for you. Like,
No.
so when you're
No.
talking, I'm kind of like assuming that there's some dollar bills flowing
Yeah.
somewhere. So I'm like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not gonna cost you a
Yeah.
sample. I'm not gonna cost you time. I'm out, right? Like, so yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Amy's
Which is hard
booth.
for like my personality because I like
Yeah.
to talk to everybody. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, like I chase people down. Like, oh, I
Yeah.
missed
That's
you.
what you should be doing at a
No,
show.
but that's
though.
what you
the whole
should be doing.
purpose. That's the
I
purpose of the
think
show.
just on our side, we just know like you should be chasing people, but then you shouldn't. If I'm a spectator, I'm just someone who wishes you well. I can do that from afar, right? Or I
That's
could
true.
spend my time going, do you guys know those people at that booth? You should go there, right? But you don't need to actually spend time on me because
No.
there are no dollar bills coming out of me, right? So it just, and like the truth be told is that's what you're doing at a show is you're trying to, prospect and get some leads, right? So
Right. Yeah, totally.
And we got thick skin. We know we're a waste of time at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
moment. So we're okay with it. It's all good. It doesn't hurt our feelings. I'd rather make sure
No,
you guys
not
are
at all,
cranking
actually.
sales.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
crank the sales, baby.
Yeah.
Just do the sales.
And then when you
That's
make
the
a ton of
purpose.
money, then you'll have time to talk to us anyway.
And you
And
talk
then
to us
it'll
all
all
you
be
want.
good. So it'll be fine.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
Or you'll
Like,
get too
you know
big and then you'll
that-
forget about us.
Yeah.
We would love it if you don't mind introducing yourselves for the audience. Like we've been recording, all of this will kind of go into the footage. That's kind of the way we roll. But we would love it if you introduced yourselves. And then kind of the next 45 minutes is yours. Like tell us about how you wound up doing this thing you're doing. How'd you get here? We'll definitely have questions along the way.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have some kind things to say about Amy somewhere in there as well. But yeah. So I'm gonna shut up and let the two of you introduce yourselves, and then we'll go.
And don't be scared to go into backstory. Like if it was, you studied in school or did you just fall into it? Like whatever. Like it's you're 45. So
Okay. All right. Shannon's gonna start us off, and then I'll talk a lot more. So I'll probably do more.
Yeah. So we're both naturopathic doctors.
Okay.
We have a combined clinical history experience of about 30 years, like between the two of us.
Okay.
We're also both moms with kids and dogs. And so we started Hawthorne Homeopathics in January of this year. January 16th, I think.
Yep.
Does that ring a bell?
On your birthday.
that's fresh.
Yeah. So new. It's a new company. And we wanted to make basically the acute first aid homeopathic remedies that we use the most in our practices and families. But we decided to select the 12 first aid homeopathic remedies that we use the most and put them in a first aid kit. So we designed a first aid kit, homeopathic first aid kit. And then we also decided to sell all the remedies singly as well for people to kind of pick and choose what they want to buy, but also for people that need refills if they do buy the first aid kit. Our line is the only one in Canada that's in glass, that's lactose free and vegan. Most homeopathics have lactose in them.
Plastic.
And plastic. Yeah, they're mostly in plastic. And our main mission with the company is to make homeopathy, which is, most people have heard of the word homeopathy in general, but they don't know much about it, how to use it. They're confused by it. They're overwhelmed by it. So our mission and our mandate as a company is to make it like as easy as possible to use, to make it feel accessible, and to make it something that people can use in their day-to-day life, without too much confusion. So that's really kind of our background in a nutshell. Yeah, you got anything?
No, I think that's perfect. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So where did you get your NDs?
And we went to school in Toronto. So there's two naturopathic colleges in Ontario, one in Vancouver.
Or in Canada.
Sorry, in Canada. One in Toronto and one in Vancouver.
Right.
There's 6 in North America, but 2 in Canada.
Yeah. So I graduated in 2007.
And I graduated in 2009.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
So you've been doing this for a while for sure.
Yeah. And Shannon doesn't currently practice, but did for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I still practice, and I own a multidisciplinary clinic in Cambridge, Ontario, that I opened in 2009, and I still as well. Yeah.
That's a long haul. That's.
And then how did the two of you meet? Like, did you meet in school or?
No,
I like that smile. There's a story there. What's
the story in that one?
No, we live in the same neighborhood in Guelph. Shannon moved here a few years ago, and one of my good friends was like, had met Shannon and was like, you're an ND. She used to be an ND. And interestingly enough, our husbands also do the same job at different companies, but they're both in construction doing the same. It's very strange.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, it's very weird. So she was like, and my skill set is very different from Shannon's. So she's like, you guys have to meet. I told her I had this idea about a homeopathic first aid kit for about a decade. It was something I'd wanted with my own family, with all my patients. People would always ask, what do I take for this? What do I take here? What do I take when I'm traveling? And it's like, we need like a concise kit that people can just take, they can have, and they know what to do with it. They know if they have a problem, they know what to take. And so she's like, you gotta like connect with Shannon and see if she's interested. So I'm like, Shannon, what do you think of this business idea? You want to join me?
Nice to meet you. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, first off, two NDs on the same street is kind of okay. Really?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think we met and like maybe you brought this a few months later. Like it wasn't like, we met.
Yeah,
and
we had met.
We met.
Yeah.
We met. I love Halloween, and we met at a Halloween party, and I was dressed like a pig.
Yeah.
And she was.
Yeah, I still remember.
She was probably like, that's the girl you want me to partner with. Okay.
That's good.
Hilarious.
Feeling pretty positive about this relationship, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Shannon, if you don't mind me asking, so you don't practice, if you don't practice, what do you do within this still? Obviously business, I get that, but.
Yeah. So I sold my practice when my second son was born.
Okay.
And so like in most recent years, I've actually been still working in the industry, like doing social media for NDs.
Okay.
But still like I needed something that was like flexible for my family life and whatnot. So I've still been like in the industry, but not practicing.
Just look different. Yeah.
And now with this is kind of marrying a lot, because I also have my business degree, like before my naturopathic degree. So this is marrying a lot of my skills. Like I actually used to own a retail store as well. So like I've had retail experience. I have my business background. I practiced as an ND for 10 years. I've done social media in this like industry, kind of like bringing a lot of my background together to work on this company together.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I like this.
It's an interesting space. So
it was interesting at the CHFA because there's not a lot of homeopathy innovation
No.
in a very long time. And a lot of the people coming up to us were like, oh, whoa, like new homeopathic stuff.
Yeah, because it's like a 250-year-old medicine,
I know.
but there's really one company that kind of dominates
In Canada, anyway.
in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely
Yeah.
other in
Yeah.
other continents. There's other companies, but
Yeah, and there's always
Yeah.
there's always new herbals coming out, new supplements coming out. Like there's always new innovation there,
Right.
but there never seems to be, well, in my experience, even
Yeah.
practicing for almost 17 years, there's never been homeopathy innovation. So that's kind of neat to get
What,
that
what do you
feedback.
mean? We have like 18 kinds of arnica cream. Isn't it?
There you go.
that's
Isn't
actually
that-
true.
I
You know,
feel like that's innovation. What are you talking about? Like,
Well, you're right,
That's the
though.
only exception, honestly.
Yeah.
I know you've got
Arnica
it in the
is-
first aid kit, but I just
Yeah. Arnica is like a category in itself. It's like
Yeah.
definitely the most
Yeah.
known homeopathic.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know that arnica is a homeopathic. There's
Yeah.
just like an arnica for bruises and injuries. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't even know that it's a homeopathic. But interestingly enough, our arnica cream is the only one in the Canadian market that's in glass.
Oh,
They're all plastic. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's in glass and it's
Yeah.
the ingredients are really good. There's no like sketchy non-medicinal ingredients. It's really awesome and it works really well.
It's
Yeah.
funny. I bought when I was with London
Me too.
Drugs, like
Yeah.
a million years ago. I introduced the homeopathics into London, right? Because arnica was finally leaving natural health and was actually allowed to be allowed. I mean, you know what I mean? Like there was
Yeah.
they didn't have it wasn't under the natural registry yet. Like I'm still in the DIN days. Like when I bought when vitamins still had DINs. They weren't
Right.
NPNs, right? So and homeopathics were especially within pharmacy, like yeah, they're an interesting bunch to get through,
Totally.
right? And this is the challenge I think with this, and that's why I'm fascinated to talk to you guys because it's a tough industry because you get people who are diehards and they'll just
Yeah.
full tilt and away they go. You'll have many that know that there's I can't remember what the cough cold one that everybody buys.
Oh, Clarizia or from Boron, the little ampules.
There's the boron one, and then there was the one for the baby
No, the
teeth, and then there was
also-
arnica.
also
the
But there's like
Curated,
4 or
yeah.
5. That was it, right?
The one that's got a name like this long. The
Oh, the
oxycodone.
oxycodone. I know.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember, so there was about 6 SKUs that you could do and get sort of mass appeal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then if you varied off into the 5,000 vials and needed
Yeah.
like 8 feet of real estate, you're thinking, okay,
Yes.
there's no hope in hell I can do this in our stores. Like 0 chance.
Yeah. That's why we decided to select just the 12 remedies that are most indicated for first aid acute
Yeah.
health issues because there's like thousands of homeopathics and a lot of them are used for more like constitutional, chronic disease.
Right.
We wanted to focus on like this is the remedy for a bee sting. Done.
That's
Easy.
it.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah.
I think it's a good plan. I mean, it keeps it nice and tight.
Yeah.
And it's not for anything, but you have to get buy-in from the general public because that's how you function your business. But it
Yeah.
is kind of at least keeping it tight. And I think most moms actually get it or get the
Yeah.
arnica side of that world.
But
For sure.
I think it's a cool entry point, right? Because the problem with homeopathics, like there's no problem. The problem is that there's so many opinions, there's so many angles and opinions on this that if you wanted to look after or get yourself a regimen that looks after you, it gets confusing really quickly, right? Because
Yeah.
the layperson has no idea what they're looking at. Like I'm like Kenny, so I bought the pain category, upper respiratory, all of those from the over-the-counter side. So I know just enough to be dangerous, and you kind of go, oh God, like 3 searches in and I'm confused, right? Like, I don't know if I should be taking this or that, or like, and this contraindicates that, like what
Right.
right? Like, so
Yeah.
I'm looking at the first aid kit going, this is a really tangible entry point, right? Because this allows me to look after my household and then there's something comforting in, look, these are the 12 most common used remedies, right? Like now I have somewhere to start. I have somewhere to learn from.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's
Right.
kind of what we were
Yeah.
hoping.
I think that's how you have to do it. You got to stick there. I mean, I think we were the first major drug chain in Canada to carry Tramiel and the first arnicas and shit that came out, like all that stuff, like because it
Right.
wasn't available, like you could not buy it. It just wasn't there, right? So we were one of the
Yeah.
first as a major to bring it out, like planogrammed, the
Wow.
75
But how many years
store.
ago was that, Kenny? Like, I'm not trying to make you
I'm
feel.
gonna
I
say
always
it's
try.
probably
I
like
always make Kenny
2000.
feel old, but I'm not
Yeah.
actually trying to do that here.
I'd say it's probably like 2002, 2003. That's a guess. It'd be somewhere in there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
And they
20
weren't
years
homeopathic
later.
DINs yet. They were still, the homeopathics, I think, were still, everything was still, like vitamins were DINs. Like we had DINs for everything. And then the NPNs came, and then homeopathic started in the NPN, and then I think they came up with the homeopathic DIN, and then
Yeah,
they weren't
we're
too sure what the hell
homeopathic
to do
then.
with it.
Yeah.
Like it was all over
Yeah.
the place. And
But
it
but
was a
listen, like, so
mess.
20 years later, Kenny, and I'm looking at your first aid kit, and I would say, like, well, Kenny, I know a handful of things about this category, and I recognize arnica on that list, phosphorus,
Yeah.
lead.
Oh, you
Like, I
are.
think
Yeah.
do you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like there are three
Okay.
things on that list, and
That's cool.
I think we know a thing or two about this. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Enough to
And
be
you're
enough
going
to be
20 years
dangerous.
later, the only thing that
Yeah.
Huh.
actually stuck was arnica, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very the other neat thing about what I mean, I always liked that homeopathics, we were trained that homeopathics should be in glass and liquid.
Yeah.
But yet the only retail option in Canada is not that. And
Yeah.
whenever you go to Europe, if you guys were in Germany, if you
Yeah.
go into pharmacy,
Yeah.
they're all liquid glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been ordering for over 10 years from a company in the UK called Helios. I've
Yeah.
been
I know them.
ordering their
Good cough
homeopathic
syrup.
for my patients. And I was like, there's no Canadian company doing what the European companies are doing.
No.
And I'm sure there's barriers to like weight, like it's heavier to ship and it's more expensive to make. Like there's definitely barriers to, doing glass and liquid versus doing like plastic pellets, but the demand is there.
Yeah.
And people are, as soon as they see our homeopathics in glass and liquid, which was another feedback at CHFA, people are pumped.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is what they used to be like when I was a kid. Like a lot
Yeah.
of like people who grew up in India were like, oh, this is what homeopathics look like. My grandma would give me. I can't find them here.
It's because our drugstores are mass, right? Like in Europe
Yes.
and Asia, there's still like true old school
Exactly.
apothecary pharmacy
Exactly.
type
Right.
things. So
Right.
whether I have glass, it's not a big deal. I don't have 15,000 or 100,000 SKUs in the store. The
Yeah.
problem when this all sort of came to mass, if I had to take a 4-foot stand of glass, all we kept thinking is a first pallet jack with toilet paper on it that clips it.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
got
Right.
glass
Done.
all over the
Yeah.
place. So
Yeah.
it became more of if you wanted to be in
That space.
that space, you
Yeah.
had to adapt to that space. Because I
Right.
would have, I said, listen, guys, I can't take all this glass, man. It's, this isn't going to get prime real estate
Yeah.
because it's niche in drugstores, not in health. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
going to be top shelf or bottom shelf, which means you're be susceptible to damage all the time.
Yeah.
Like we'd be writing off product all the time.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do like it in glass too, though, because it does feel, first off, it feels more medicinal. It
Yeah.
looks better. It's what it's
Yeah.
supposed to be. Then your UV light and all that
Is
other
it-
crap. It's just
Is
the way
that
to do
is
it.
that why? Because of the UV and all
Yes.
those other things, so it kind of preserves
And
the
also
product.
like,
Yeah.
so this is one of our remedies right here.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. So it's a nice little glass bottle.
Yeah.
It's nice. Your label's
It
clean
feels
too. I
nice
like
in
it.
your hands.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is liquids are gonna be faster acting too.
Yeah.
Like
They're
if
more
you're
effective.
if you're taking this for a first aid issue, like it's gonna like absorb a lot faster than anything solid, right?
For
So
sure.
just from the medicinal
Yeah.
standpoint, it's
Yeah,
just
from
gonna be faster
and
acting.
From
Yeah,
a clinical perspective, liquids are always better than a solid medicine.
For sure.
yeah,
So
yeah,
to get it in a liquid form was important to us too. And then it made them also by default vegan and lactose free by doing liquid, which was nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then
So-
the other thing is like in our first aid kit, we include this booklet that,
That's cool.
answers all your questions.
Yeah.
So all the people that don't know what to use them for, how to use them, it's all in this booklet. And then for retailers who are, and we've been getting a lot more wholesale, we can get into that, like that we've kind of pivoted. We thought we were going to be D2C and we've
Yeah.
totally shifted that.
Yeah.
But for retailers that are taking single remedies, we designed a display case for the remedies, and on the display case is a QR code that links right to this digital booklet. So it's for stores where people are only buying one remedy and they don't have access to this.
Right.
link to it from the QR
Right.
code. Once again, to make it as easy as possible for people to understand how to use them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
in
trying
store-
to really trying to really hone in, like Shannon said, on the like acute first aid,
right.
because homeopathy can have like one thing we were at was like, well, what do I take for headaches? And I'm like, well, that's a whole other conversation. There's not like a first aid remedy for headache.
Right.
Because it's like, well, what if it's from this and what if it's from this? And that's when your doctor hat comes on and
Yeah.
like, well, there's not one remedy for headache. Unless concussion, you can use arnica. But other than that, but we're trying to make it where it's like you have a bug bite, it's ledum. You have a bloody nose, it's phosphorus. You're stung by a bee, it's apis. You
Yeah.
have traveler's diarrhea, it's arsenicum. And there's no option, there's no alternative. It's just this.
Keep it simple. Simple,
Yeah,
simple.
simple.
Keep it like
simple.
Yeah.
Any condition like a headache, then your clinical hat comes on. You're like, well, why do they have a headache?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Why you have a bee sting? Because you got stung by a bee. It's pretty
Because you're
clear.
stung by a bee. There's no, it's
Kind of
just
linear.
Are you guys
Exactly.
sure? I feel like there are more answers than that.
I think it's pretty linear myself. I'm just going with that. But like cause and
You
effect.
never
are
know.
totally
Maybe it was a
related.
special type of bee. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that would be Phil, right? I mean, he'd have to have the special.
100% yes. Yeah.
So in stores, now I'm curious, right? So
Yeah.
in stores, are you selling the 12 individuals and the kit?
Yep.
So I'm assuming there's
It depends
sort of
on the store. Some stores have been buying just remedies. We've actually been blown away at how many stores that have been buying the kit. We didn't think it was going to be.
I thought it'd be price would kill
Yeah.
it. Why I'm asking.
But it's not.
So we just had a large chain, well, a 7-store chain, buy all of our remedies and how many kits per store?
4 5 kits per store.
Yeah. So that surprised me,
Yeah.
honestly. I thought the price point was going to be.
That's a
lot
natural
of
health
money.
store, like with an actual, maybe a dedicated person sort of walking the sets or aisles kind of idea.
Yeah, it's like an eco lifestyle store. So yeah, they would have
That would make sense.
Yeah.
But they did request, and I'm sure we'll get this again, they requested that we give them a kit with empty bottles for display.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense.
That makes
That's
sense.
high theft, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's surprisingly, we've been getting, well, we have a distributor now as well, right? So our distributor has been just placed a third order for our kits.
That's cool. Who's your distributor?
Raw elements.
Raw Elements, they're out of Rockwood. They do more health food.
Health food?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But they're close by, so we can literally like deliver our stuff to them.
Yeah, they're 20 minutes away. So we
That's
love
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
We'd love-
anything to save on cost, right? So we're saving shipping.
That's the game, right?
we
how
just
you have
drive
to
it
do
over. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So
And then some stores have just been ordering the singles, and then we have the display case for them to be in. And on the
Right.
top of the display case, we have a header where it lists all the remedies and indications, but
And
it's
yeah.
very simplified.
Very
so
easy.
it's,
Right.
again, apis bee stings.
yeah, and
Yeah.
also that's where our QR code is.
Let's say
for-
they can always go back to the booklet or
Yeah,
whatever.
so it's like we're
Or-
just trying to make it like handhold as much as we can, right?
Yeah.
So that people, because so many people, you guys those, you've referred to them, those huge 4-foot displays of like dozens of remedies. People go in, they're like, but
Overwhelming.
yeah,
It's
You either
overwhelming.
have to
I have
know
no
it.
idea. Yeah. It's
in our
overwhelming.
country, you have to either come from Quebec because
Yeah.
they'll do that, and the rest
Yeah.
of the country will just look at that thinking, "Well, I don't know what this is."
or
Yeah.
like people that
Yeah.
are buying those remedies have been told by their naturopaths, right? Or
Yeah.
homeopaths
To
what
go buy them. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
to go and just browse and buy. Like, I mean,
It's
They-
it's kind of
that's-
like vitamins, right? Like you get if your doctor says go get fish oil, you go and you
Yeah.
isolate all the fish oils and then you just pick one. Right? Like
Right.
very rarely does someone go, "Oh, I think I'm gonna wander down the aisle and maybe I need an A and I need nobody does that. Everyone goes, you said fish oil, like that's
Yeah,
one
they're
of the things, like,
24,
I'll pick 3
30,
brands and pick one, right? Like
36-foot runs. So
Yeah, yeah.
you can't sit there for
Yeah.
3 days.
it's
Trying to
a
figure out what the hell you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
There's too much choice. People get overwhelmed in health food stores, period.
Totally.
Let alone with homeopathics, which
Totally.
like most people have no clue what they're like. That's the biggest kind of pain point in homeopathics is like, what are they for? How do I use them? Right. So that's what we're trying to make as easy as possible. Yeah. So
Oh, that's good though.
so
yeah.
You guys sell into retail. I'm
Yeah.
assuming you sell online.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's a play.
Yep.
Do you sell to other physicians like within
Yep.
the medical community and stuff like
Yep.
that?
Yeah. And that was the one benefit of being like pretty well connected
Clearly.
in the naturopathic community, right? So that was helpful because, you know, a lot of our friends were like, oh, we'll take them in our clinics. Well, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, man, you know us. Let's do this,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
it's
Come
also
on.
probably compelling, right? It's compelling to go, you know us, we're Canadian, and now you don't have to go to the UK to get what you need,
Yes.
right? Like
Yes.
all of that
Or you
stuff.
can get away from the mass brand that's
Correct.
already for
Yeah.
drugstores. Like you can have a brand just for
Yeah.
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 us.
Clinics. Yeah.
And people love that we're, you know, made in Canada, we're doctor founded, like try to source as much as we can locally, even using
Your
local
supplier is
distributor.
Montreal based.
Yeah,
So,
our manufacturers in Montreal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes total sense. That's
Yeah.
good. No, it's
Yeah.
really good. It's
Wow.
I mean, I think the credibility of YouTube definitely add a ton
Yeah.
Yeah.
to it because
Well, we've
otherwise,
had people's expressions change when we're talking about our company, and then we mention that we're NDs. They're like,
well,
"Oh,
because it changes the game. Now I have to listen to you because otherwise you'd be thinking, okay, whatever. This is just,
Yeah.
you know,
right."
another shit in a
People
bottle.
wanna-
I don't even know what it is. Nobody's going
Yeah.
to care.
Yeah.
And then you're talking and you're
No,
thinking, well,
but because there are some categories that, you know, founder inventions lend themselves to the emotion side, right? Is, you
yeah,
know, I was running or I had an injury and I discovered there's no other remedy, so I made one, and then everybody wants it, so I started making it, right? So those are endearing stories, but there's a limitation to them, right?
yeah.
For you two, it's look like we're experts in this field. We practice, we know what's going on, we know what's up, and we see a need that needs to be filled, right? So I think it's a totally different story of credibility that
I think totally, you know, is it safe? We're
yeah.
moms. We use it on our kids. Like, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
what do you want? Like, I you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You use it with your kids, you use it with pets, we
Yeah.
use it.
sure.
Yeah.
Like, well, how do I argue with you, right? I mean, now whether I buy into the category or not is whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah.
at least, I
Yeah,
mean,
sure.
I'm looking at it thinking, well, okay, at least I
It's
can
like
trust
I think
these
it's
two.
it's weird, right? Because you know, at a time when everyone's starting to discount shop, right, because of the economy and how it's slowing down,
Yeah.
the weird opposite side is we're also looking to be a little bit better for ourselves, right? So we're
Yeah.
looking for the right solutions, right? Like, so I do
Yeah.
think like being out there now is really great. Like it's a great time. The awareness I feel like is higher than it ever has been before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does feel like people are looking for those things, right?
They
So
are. They're wanting to have more in their toolbox
Yeah.
in their own homes,
Yeah.
you know, that they can like go to
Yeah.
for health issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, you know,
instead-
and it helps that the American president can't say acetaminophen and he thinks it's really, really bad for you, right? So
But the
Yeah.
whole time we're like, take Antarctica instead. Take Antarctica.
Yeah. We'll just bypass him for the moment.
Yeah.
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 Do we need to go down that
Yeah.
rabbit hole?
Jeez.
But it's interesting, like I would say even since 2020, in my practice anyway, like more people are disenchanted with the system than ever. More
for
people,
sure.
they don't have an MD anymore. They don't trust them. They just feel like they want to do whatever they can for themselves to stay out of the conventional system.
Yeah.
And I know we attract like a biased population because of what we do, but that's the population we see. And so there, you're right. Like even in an economy where maybe you wouldn't maybe buy certain things. They want as many tools as they can within their own house so
Yeah.
that they don't need to access those services if they don't have to.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you're totally right. I think that's exactly what it is. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not, you know, our kit's not going to solve all your health problems.
No.
That's for
No.
sure. But like, it's just
Not
nice
many
to,
kits will.
no,
No.
no one will.
There's
Right?
not really much out there.
No,
No.
but I think like with young families and you don't know what and often kids, they always, my own kids included, and all the patients I treat, they always get sick on Friday nights,
Yep.
Saturday nights, holidays, before Christmas.
Yep.
And no doctors are working, like everybody's with their own families, and you're like at home with your sick kids. So your choice is, do I go to emergency or do I
Yeah.
try to like manage this myself?
Which always seems so
Yeah.
extreme,
Yeah.
right? You don't, you know, it's not that we don't want to go, but you know, you think, okay,
Yeah.
really?
No, but that's
It's a cold,
the
or it's
choice,
a
right?
And
boo
sometimes
boo.
you have to go to emergency.
Oh yeah, of course.
But
But seriously, yeah, you can't run to emergency for everything. So you're thinking it's got to be something I could do on my own. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. But but it's
Yeah.
the Christmas Eve and everything's closed. And
It's
like,
always
oh,
that.
what am I gonna do? Yeah, always.
They're well
Always.
all summer, and then on the 2nd of September, the day after Labor Day, everybody's sick. You're thinking, okay,
Yeah.
really? Like that fast?
Yeah. You're like, oh, you've been fine all year. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the bruises start, and then you start walking into walls, and you're playing sports on the playground, and they're
Yeah.
beating the hell out of each other. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
that was the old days. I don't think they do that anymore. That was just us.
No, they get in trouble for that now.
We never did.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Our sons are friends, and they're both in grade 7, so they're getting into their own.
You guys get scarier the longer, the more you talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
ages line up. Like, it's just, that's
Yeah.
Oh
hilarious.
my gosh, we haven't even started about the similarities. But then interestingly enough, like personality wise, we're like opposites. Like and that's why, like, from a business standpoint, we have like we don't have any overlapping skills really at all. Like we have like Sarah is like,
Yeah. So who does what?
well, Sarah's like the sales and marketing person. Like she makes the connections.
Yeah.
Which is so important as a business, right? And then I'm like all back end, like shipping, receiving, operations, digital. I've done all the design, like
Hey.
I don't know, all like a lot of the day-to-day kind of running of the business.
Right.
And then Sarah is like getting out there and making the connections we need to make. So
That's cool.
yeah.
You sound more like sisters because everybody thinks in the family everybody's the same, and they're usually not. Like, they're different. You rarely find two sisters the same. They might have obviously traits that are similar,
Yeah.
but one's going to be
true.
one's going to be more extroverted, one's going to be more introverted, or whatever it is. It's
Right.
It's funny.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, the
Don't
funny
tell me your
thing is
sisters do that. Like, don't go.
we do look like sisters too.
Did you just say that?
Yes.
Yeah. I know. We get that.
You
a
start
lot.
thinking like, okay, if you guys tell us now that you're sisters, okay, like seriously,
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise us.
somewhere down the road.
I know we're sitting down, but we're the same height too.
Yeah.
We're
Of course
both
you
Oh my
would.
fun.
Why
God, you
wouldn't you?
two. That's
That's awesome.
so hilarious.
Nice.
That's
It's
awesome.
so hilarious.
We're the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going well. It sounds like you're getting lots of traction. Like, where do you want to? So where do you want to
Where
go
are you
with
right
this?
now? I'd like to know.
Yeah.
And then
We've
you-
already
Yeah. Go ahead.
we've already kind of like pivoted a lot from what we thought this was going to be. Like we really thought it was going to be selling on our website, period, end of story. And that was it. And then since then we just signed with we started doing some wholesale kind of on our own.
Right.
Probably a few months in.
Yeah.
We started kind of reaching out to some local stores and clinicians. And then we sat down with a distributor in the summer, which we thought was going to be more of like a
Meet and greet.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like before we knew it, we were like, we're going to sign with this distributor because that's the only way we're going to get our stuff
Across Canada.
far and wide.
Mm-hmm.
So now that relationship's been going for like not even 2 months, and like we're starting to get like Sarah Googled our company name a few weeks ago and she discovered our products in this online store that's online Toronto pharmacy that she's like, what? I guess our products are in this pharmacy now. Like we didn't even know.
Well, that's the distributor's job, right? So hopefully
Yeah,
that's what
right.
they're doing, right? That's
Just not used to it, right? So we were like,
that's
oh,
their role.
Yeah. So now
Yeah.
we're in over 20, we have over 20 wholesale accounts either through us or like our distributor, and over 20 stores.
Yeah.
20 retail accounts, like right, you're actually selling retail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Or
cool.
through a clinician,
Yeah.
like through an ND.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so, yeah. So like we're definitely doing a lot more sales that way now. And so we're just like, we actually have a phone call after this to kind of like fine tune our margins a bit more because like this is just, we weren't thinking about all the different margins along the way, right? And
You
how
need
those
fat, and your category, man, you should have like really fat margins
yeah.
because you need them, right? Especially when the more retail you get. So to Phil's point, so like you got a couple ND offices, you got a couple retail stores. Like, what do you want? Or do you want a shoppers to come
you
on board and
go.
really push the
Where you-
category, or do you want like
Yeah, I mean, I think shoppers might be more interested in like our Arnica products, but that's something that
easy.
we're like, in the back of our mind for
Right.
sure. We'd probably package our Arnica cream and oral Arnica together to
Yeah.
like pursue those kinds of retailers, like well.ca like
Awesome.
healthy, which is the
Healthy
biggest.
Planet would be great for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, sky's the limit. Like we
Whole Foods
have,
would be cool.
we're currently our distributors
Yeah, we're working on them right
applying
now.
to Whole Foods as we speak. Yeah. We have
Yeah.
to send them our label, our digital labels after this,
Yeah.
this podcast.
I think like right
Amazing.
now our goal is like health food stores because that's the space that we're familiar with
Yep.
and we are comfortable there. And then I think independent pharmacies as well that
Yep.
are also that
Yep.
we know that like I order from compounding pharmacies a lot.
Yep.
So I have
Yep.
relationships with some pharmacies already. So
Yeah.
in the spaces where they're kind of already in our zone, like so it seems like a little bit easier for us to tackle. And then going, I think our products would fit for sure in like the Shoppers Rexall environment. We're just not as familiar with that space.
Yeah.
Like
Keep
as
it
we are.
really, really tight.
Margin,
Really tight.
margin.
Margin,
Oh,
you have to
okay.
build a ton
Yeah.
in, and then you really
Yeah.
got to make sure you don't
If
go on the
if you
path
don't
of
think you can spend, you shouldn't go. Like, so
Yeah.
if there's a moment where you kind of go, oh, that's expensive, don't go. Like
walk.
that's what I would say to you is aversion therapy is very good here because they are retailers. They make money.
Yeah.
They make money off you, right? So
Yes.
you don't have enough money to make money for you. Don't
Yeah.
let them make money off you. So that's what I would say to you.
And I think you got to be careful in a self-serve environment.
Yeah.
Like we always struggled. London Drugs is a conventional drugstore, right? It's not a health drugstore. When I started buying, I tried to bring in a lot more cool shit in because we were just trying. I didn't want to just do like just traditional OTCs because I figured we had an educated group, people with disposable income, and they would try different things, right? Because why not? But I couldn't deviate or veer too far off the path. Like with homeopathics, you could do the what's the one for the colic? You could do teething, you could do
Like
cough
the
cold, you could do a
you're
little
talking
bit
about like
first aid,
Stodol and
but
folks
you
like that,
couldn't
right?
go too
Yeah.
far past that
Yeah.
because now who are they going to talk to?
Yeah.
Johnny or Jane stock person or a
Yeah.
pharmacist who's going to look
Yeah.
and think, guys, seriously?
Yeah.
Because that'll be the reaction, right? So it's trying to make sure you stay in a wheelhouse where there's people that are keen, enthused, excited about the category, get it, and can walk someone through it. Because otherwise, it's a tough category.
It
It
might
doesn't get a lot of
be
positive press generally, right? You know that I'm not talking out of school. Like
Oh yeah, no, we
it
know,
doesn't,
yeah.
it doesn't. You don't get every day, on the news and everybody's, oh, we got to do homeopathics. It's usually the opposite. So
It's usually
you
the
got to stay
opposite.
in the spot where
Yeah.
your peeps are.
Yeah.
it might be like it sounds weird, right? But before you go national, the other one to look at might be just getting into Quebec, period. Like they're
Well,
They
well versed in
totally
that
get it.
category. Like they
Yeah,
get that
so
category. And Jean
one of
Coutu and all those guys, they have those
They get it.
they have beautiful glass displays already. Like you would fit
Yeah.
in there. Like it might be
yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea. Yeah, one of,
Avril, Taos, like all of those.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they,
yeah.
you can probably go
Then-
to like a freaking
yeah.
7-Eleven or a
Yeah,
Couche-Tard
yeah.
in Quebec, and they'd probably be able to do it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Can't do that in the West.
Well, yeah, no, it's true. So one of a gentleman that I've known for about a year now, he owns like do you know Full Script? You familiar with Full Script?
No.
They're like an
No.
online supplement dispensary, mainly for practitioners.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So he has one equivalent called Unity out of Quebec, and so he's going to carry our line
That's
on
cool. That's cool.
that online sort of platform for practitioners is mainly what the Quebec practitioners are using.
So
So
basically, if a practitioner sends their
Yeah.
patient to this website, they get a
Yeah.
cut, they get % or something?
yeah,
If,
Got it.
if the
Mhm.
patient buys under the practitioner's account, the practitioner
Mhm.
gets a small
Yeah, it's a
cut.
dispensing
Got it.
fee in essence,
Got it.
right? Whatever.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
we're
not
gonna,
like
we will be on his websites. We actually have a call with him next week.
yeah. So
Fine.
we'll be on his, but it'll be more on the professional retail side, not
Mhm.
like the retail like store side of things.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of getting into that like Quebec market, which we're not there yet. So
Listen,
it's a
they,
good,
they totally get it.
Definitely dipping
Yeah.
our toe in with this.
Yeah.
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 And then there's just
But-
retailers you focus on, like
Yeah.
Vita Health in like the Winnipeg area. I think
Yeah.
Vita Health has like
Yeah.
5 or 6, 7 stores, whatever.
Yeah.
But they've been in that space for a trillion years. Like there's
Right.
so many good little
yeah.
Yes, there
spots
is.
and some little even chains. Like you get like
Yeah.
in the West, like you can go into a Nature's Fair. It's under the Jim Pattison group, the Save On group, but they've always they were independent and they were more of a natural spot. And they do have demo opportunities, and you could have people standing and like
For
kind of
sure.
the cool shit that you need. Like if you are on the shelf next to polysporin and afterbite, you're not going to win. Emphatically, it's not going to happen. It's
Yeah.
going to be a tough fight because that is a different consumer and a different
Yeah.
retailer and different
Yeah.
people. Even if they
100%.
do dabble in and out, doesn't your product doesn't feel as good there as it does in a health food store, even though it's the same product.
Well,
Yeah.
they'll just never hear about you, right? Because
No.
they'll outspend you. They'll outspend
You'll be
you.
top shelf or bottom
You know what I
shelf or
mean? Like
side shelf.
Benadryl could outspend you
In
kind of with
milliseconds.
eyes closed, right? Even though you're kind of going, guys, really? Like diphenhydramine for everything? You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say this.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And a pharmaceutical would say
$50
yes.
bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have that budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. we're
100%
just a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We're just a little
Wow.
small.
Yeah.
Okay, you just keep battling. But
No,
again,
but
like
important though. Small but
Yeah.
important. So
Yeah.
spend the time on the margins, right? And even with if you want, if you want, 3 seconds and 2 cents worth of advice, just ping us.
Okay.
We do this all the time. We always,
yeah, we're
I mean,
friends now. It's
to
too
me,
late.
like it's the most important part. I don't care what your package looks like. I don't care what
Yeah.
the insides are for the most part. Really, at the end of the day, you're
Yeah.
trying to sell to make money. Make the best product you can. I appreciate that, but you can't run on a 20 margin. It's not going to happen. Like you
Yeah.
need fat margins, especially as you get larger into retail because they want more. They
So
want
They want
ads.
it feels weird because
They want you
we're
to buy a
very
banner on the web page, whatever.
it feels
You're-
weird
when
because
you're talking about
we are
margins- oh,
go
sorry.
ahead. Sorry. Please
You're
go.
referring to the margin between us and distributor, or
From you all the
All of
way
it.
to retail,
Yeah,
Oh,
all of
right.
it. Yeah.
right? And because what you typically, I mean, our general rule is you sort of do 4 times COGS. So if your product bottle cap everything all in is
Costs $5.
$2, it's
Yeah.
an $8 retail, $9, $8 retail. Because by
Right.
the time the retailer in your category takes 40 to 50 points, not 30,
Yeah.
right? They want because it's going to sit a little longer on the shelf as you get into more traditional retail. So I need fatter margins because I can't I'm not going to sell it often. So when I sell it, I need a hit.
Right.
So I want 40 to 50. Then your distributor is going to want between, let's say, 25 and 35, somewhere in there. You may need a broker who needs 5 to 10. Then you've got, the banner ad that you should buy because why not? That's $1,000. And then you should do a sale, and the sale is $2 off, which you're going to pay for. Do you know what I mean? So all these costs just start rattling in, right? You got to be just ready for that world,
Right.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
sell as much online as possible because then the margins are really sweet.
Right. Yeah. Which is what we thought we would be doing when we came up with our price. And now we're like,
Can you excuse me for just 1 minute?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, there's like a little someone at their door. Yeah, that's when we had started, we had set it up to be more direct to consumer. So when we came
Yeah.
up with our price, there was no middleman. It was just
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
No.
you're not atypical. That is the norm. And we
Yeah.
always tell
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
go to the extreme. Go to the worst person you can deal with as much, if with 50 hands picking at you. That's the
Yeah.
world you may end up in. You may as well plan for it.
yeah. And then that's where you kind of have to land. Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, if you don't go there, it just means you're making a lot more money, which means you can do a lot more cool things. Maybe you, I don't
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
go
Sure,
on
but-
tour, talk at stores yourselves, and you don't feel as bad because you're being compensated, much more by the product or whatever. So
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. No, it makes sense. Yeah. So that's kind of what we've been picking on the last couple of weeks, actually, is just figuring those out. And
Yeah. 'Cause
Trying
this
to-
is like
lock
like I
that
said,
in.
we thought we were D2C. That was it.
Mhm. Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
just talked about.
trying
think-
to figure that out. Yeah.
I think what's cool about you guys too is I think maybe resisting or testing whether a national play makes any sense at all. Do you know what I mean? Like not national, like so a Shoppers Drug Mart, for example, is kind of the big
well, that's
gorilla
the national
room,
guy in drug,
right?
right?
But
Yeah.
you have enough smaller chain nationals that you could make a lot of profit at. And then
Yeah.
what we saw out of Europe in Germany is there's a respect for Canadian products too. So
Right,
for
there
you
Export
think
opportunities.
about that as well, right? Is to be
Yeah.
able to maybe instead of going because it like profitability wise, it might make a ton more sense for you to go Shoppers Drug Mart is our Walmart, right? Like it's our gorilla. do we really want to be there, or can we just be everybody else?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then start looking for everybody else everywhere else, so
Yeah.
I never have to pay those fees ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you have a product that you don't necessarily have to go everyday low price. You don't have to pay, 8, 10, 12% co-op plus flyers plus,
Listing
you
fees and
know,
all that bullshit. I mean, for
like,
what?
you probably
Yeah.
never care if it ever goes on sale, right? It's not like your 19.95 on your website, like
Yeah.
you don't need to drop that to 17.99. Who cares, right? Like people
Right.
are going to come buy it because it's right? So then you start testing and going, is that gorilla the right gorilla for us,
Right.
right? Like maybe we just go everywhere else, right?
And
So
there's so
Yeah.
many
And
drugstores in the country. There's so many independents under the
Yeah.
Rexall, the
yeah,
pharmacy
yeah,
banners that they need to follow what the mothership wants them to do in terms of the mass listings, but a lot have wiggle room and a lot have inclinations that are much more natural focused. And there's tons of those that you pick on. And you
Yeah.
don't need
yeah.
all pharmasaves or all the, Rexalls or
Well, you
whatever.
you
Like you
don't
just
want all
pick,
the IDAs, right? Like
you pick the 10 across the
you
country that
want
maybe do
you want a
80% of the
handful of
volume
them
anyway.
that'll do really good. But anyway, I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I just
No,
think
no.
No,
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 it's
no.
making a
interesting
lot of
because
sense.
you have a lot of room. I think is really cool, and then I just love it, right? Like I love the approach. I think a lot, I love
I
seeing
think
the
it's the two of
things
you
that
that
I
make it
can.
much more intriguing because
Yeah,
you come
yeah,
from this field.
yeah.
Like you can speak to so much of it. You can speak as an ND. You can, and we always play this card, but it's important. You can talk as a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bottom line, I mean,
Yeah.
that card's a card, man. It's a
Yeah.
big card in this space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's gonna argue
100%.
with moms?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Well,
And I
seriously,
mean,
if you do it on
yeah.
your kids, what am I gonna say? Well,
Yeah.
okay. I
It's
mean,
true.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
And then because there's so much like confusion about homeopathy, like educating is such an important part of
yeah.
our company, and people will take us seriously because we're NDs.
Yeah.
If we were not NDs and we were trying to educate about how to use these remedies, people would be like, oh, okay, like I could read a book, I guess, or
Or I go to the natural health store and Johnny, who's
yeah,
been
Yeah.
working there for 2
Yeah.
years, all of a sudden knows how to cure cancer. So I
Yeah.
mean, you
Yeah.
have,
so yeah, so people, yeah,
Yeah.
we
It's
have
fun.
credibility is what
Yeah.
I'm talking about here.
Yeah, it's
right?
funny what you were saying about like exporting because we were at a show or like an event in London in September, and it draws a lot of the US crowd. And I was talking to a fairly well-known OBGYN that night who's in New York practicing, and he saw our line. He's like, "Oh, you have liquid homeopathics?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I can't get them anymore there." And I don't know if it's because of the
who
shipping
knows?
regulation. I don't even want to go there.
Who
But
knows?
all I know is that he's been importing them from the UK and now he can no longer get them. And he was like, "Can I order from you guys and you ship them to the US?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah, we can do that. No problem." We've shipped one thing so far to the US and it went okay.
Okay.
I mean, what's worst case? He's going to get dinged 35 or 50% or whatever this week's
Yeah.
numbers or
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like so far but that was an interesting, like I didn't know that. And I don't know if that's state specific. Like like I said,
Oh
I'm
gosh.
not going there. I
It's
have
like
no
a
idea.
whole black
Yeah.
hole of
Yeah, it's a whole black hole of whatever. But
Plus, again,
yeah.
if you're in the States, you're probably going to be potentially much more West Coast focused than.
yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, but it was
Yeah.
interesting for us because
Yeah.
we got all the DIN HMs for all of our remedies from
Yeah.
Health Canada. And then we got a DIN HM for the actual kit as well.
Okay.
Which was neat. And we didn't know that we would get that. And that took a lot longer than getting the DIN HMs for the actual single
Because there's
remedies.
too many pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But eventually we did. And we got it. So the kit itself has its own DIN HM.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And with the
That's
climate
it's fantastic.
the climate with Health Canada approvals, we weren't sure.
Yeah.
But with homeopathics, I think a lot of them were grandfathered in. And I
Yeah.
think because there's not a lot of movement in that space, I think they were like, "Oh yeah, here's some numbers."
Well, if you're following the monograph's a monograph. I mean, what are you going to do?
Exactly. We just followed the monograph with our own label, our own
Sure. I
branding.
mean, the only problem with the kit is because they get into the compounding world where things might touch each other or look at each other.
So they were very confused about the dosing with the kit.
Yeah,
Well,
I
how
knew they would be.
how do they all get dosed together? We're like, well,
How about if they take all 12?
yeah, they're like, what if they take all, what they don't take all 12? Like
What if
they're
they
just
take
looking
one from
at-
each
What if
one
they
in
take
order?
number 1 and number 7 and not number 9, but 3 comes into play?
Oh,
Guys,
no, they were
ridiculous.
so like, how do we dose the kid? We're like, you
Yeah.
don't. Like, it doesn't need dosing. It's the
I know,
same
but they don't
dosing.
get it.
No, they don't. And so
They don't
that
get
was
Yeah.
that was
yeah.
a bit funny, but
Yeah.
in the end, it was good.
So what you
But-
guys might want to take a look at is, I don't know the regs in the States because Health Canada and the FDA run completely different. They're
Yeah.
totally different models. It might be
Yeah.
worth just hopping onto the FDA site to see what you're allowed to do. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to get pinched either. Like have your
Yeah.
stuff into the States and then find out that it's, even though it's benign and not benign in terms of medicinal, but benign, it's not gonna, it's like Tylenol, like
Yeah,
an
it's not
OTC,
gonna harm
like who
them. Yeah.
cares,
Harm them. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But they make a big issue and then
Yeah.
who knows where it goes, right? Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like Phil's idea. I think like a Europe or an Asia play it could be really. I mean, do Canada first. Like we'll stay home.
I would love to
But
see
then
you
definitely we
cross
should
the
go
country,
100%.
but in
and then go.
select
Yeah.
stores that love you, that
Yeah.
it makes sense. You've got advocates on your behalf, and then I think you use that as your pattern and you just go, right?
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you're an advocate and we can ship you sustainably, like all those things, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Really, the
Yeah.
trick is though margins,
Yeah.
lots of money.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Margins.
Yeah.
So you said COGS times 4?
Kind of like in your world, like because we don't want people really understanding this that much. You could probably go like COGS times 6.
Yeah.
Like I mean I came from this, so I remember some of the costs, etc. I mean the stuff isn't necessarily the most expensive stuff to make. Like most things in pharmaceuticals have been around for a long time. All
Yeah.
that R&D is baked in 80 years ago, so it's not there's room. And then what
Yeah.
you really need to do is just figure out what consumers are willing to pay. Like let's say
Yeah.
consumers are willing to pay $24.95 for Arnica, well then charge that, and then you just work backwards, and your margins
Yeah.
are good. Then you can do cool things because then you can treat your customers periodically. Like it's buy an Arnica and I'll give you an X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've
Right.
got the play, you've got the room,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Makes sense. Yeah. Because if you're too slim, then it just.
You got
Yeah.
nothing.
Then you got nothing.
You got nothing.
And
You
then
can do it
you're
in
banking.
marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the two of you could travel to, let's say you get listing in Vita Health in Winnipeg, and you got the 6 or 7 stores. You could go and do
Yeah,
all the
right.
stores yourself and talk to consumers, and the margins paid for. It doesn't come out of house money, right? That's the purpose
The
of
margins to
Yeah.
the
pay for
spread,
that.
right? Is so you can function as a business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
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 Like I said, if you want, just you can always,
Yeah. If you
it's
ever
how
want us-
comfortable you are. You can always
Well,
let us know.
yeah,
I mean, I don't mind looking. I
It's
love
too
doing
late.
it.
We're friends now. So if you ever need anything, you just
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of that's it. That's all it takes is like 40 minutes on a podcast, and we're done. So
You're in the circle of trust now.
It's true. It's true. This is how it works.
we do this all the time,
Yeah.
all the time.
Thank you for
That's
doing
awesome.
this. We
That's
really,
awesome,
really
guys. I really-
appreciate it.
that's
This
cool.
was
I mean,
really
it's a cool
fun,
story.
and we're really glad you did this.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you for having
Thanks,
us.
Thanks so much for
Yeah.
having us.
Yeah.
The two sisters with the same kids and husbands.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
A lot of cool shit going on in this one.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's awesome.
Okay, so you two go have a wonderful day. Stay
Yeah,
in
enjoy
touch.
the rest of
Tell
your
us
day.
if you've got new things. If you have new things, we have a YouTube channel that we do that we can do what we call fast thoughts. So they're really kind of quick announcements. So if you want
5 to
bring anything
15
out to
minutes.
the
I'm in a
audience,
new chain or
yeah, we can share a
cool.
little. So if you ever have something like that, ping us back and we can get that set up quick. This
Okay.
will come out in like, I don't know, 4 weeks or 5 weeks, I think. So we'll shoot you a note
Oh,
when
great.
it lands.
Cool.
Oh, perfect. Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks. Okay, so you guys have a great day.
Awesome.
Thank
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, Kenny,
Ciao.
stick around. Yeah.
I'm not moving.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 Oh, they're so nice.
But they're super pleasant. I mean, come on.
It's a
you know
clever
what it is?
play. It's a really clever
It's
play.
always it's a tough category.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
is.
we sort of alluded to. It never gets great press, right? But there's so
Yeah.
many people who believe in it and so many people who want it. And I think the complexity of it is the challenge. Like when I was buying it, that was the problem. Like when it first started becoming more popular in Maine, like we were the first to go because it was easy. It was like a few SKUs. So I could say, okay, this goes in first aid, this goes in cough cold, this goes into baby. Like you could do it. It was, and that's where it needs to be. And I think their approach of sort of 12 SKUs within in a kit of health and first aid, I think it's a smart move. I think
Yeah.
that actually makes total sense. Again, it may not sell into shoppers. Well, who cares? Whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Sell wherever you want.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. And I like the fact that they're both accredited and, like,
And they're smart and funny and
yeah,
insightful.
super personable. Come on. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
There's no loss on this one. That
Yeah.
was very cool.
Okay.
Very cool.
Thanks for listening.
Nice to listen, everybody.